Hey everybody, welcome to another model building workshop. And today we're going to be talking about this Revell kit. It's a 1/72nd scale Heinkel He70G1 Blitz Lightning. Also in this kit, it gives you the parts to build the 170A version of this plane as well. And we'll talk about that in just a second. So as you can see, this was a high-speed commercial aircraft in the early 1930s. You can see the airliner, probably Lufthansa here, version. That really nice paint job. I'm going to guess that there probably would have been a different tail decal than this one. I'm going to assume it would have had the Nazi flag on the back, which was kind of common at that period. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just going to make that leap and assume that that's probably what would have been there. Let's have a look at the instruction sheet. And first, I want to thank Will out in Texas for providing this sample for us to look at. Appreciate that. Yeah, so this thing broke a lot of speed records in the early 30s and mid-30s. So it created in June 15th in 1934. Lufthansa opened the planned lightning service between major German cities such as Berlin, Frankfurt, Maine, Hamburg, and Cologne. And this was the first time it had been possible for a civilian airline journey to there and back within the same day. Imagine that. So it could transport 5 passengers in addition to the pilot. And they also did flights to Berlin and Rome, through Munich and Venice. And that took about 4.5 hours. And for the time, that was pretty great, you know. And then they went on to its military career, naturally. Spanish Civil War, the Condor Legion used these as light bombers and reconnaissance aircraft. And then the planes that were left behind in Spain then joined the Spanish Air Force and were later used for training and, again, reconnaissance. I think it's somewhere in here that I'm trying to find it, that the Supermarine Spitfire was inspired by this too. Where is that? Yeah, countersunk rivets, aluminum planking, elliptical wooden wings. Yeah, development of the, yeah, right. It does say here that the Supermarine Spitfire, I guess, was inspired by, I guess, the wing shape. So here's an example I built a number of years ago. This is before I had an airbrush. This is hand painted. This is an earlier boxing of this kit in the early war Hungarian markings at the chevrons here, the triangles. So this is the 170, which was the World War II version, that had a radial engine instead of the inline engine that you see here. So let's take a look at the parts. So you get these nice light gray plastic trees here. Now, I'm thinking when I built it back in the day that I built a Matchbox kit. So I'm wondering if these are just Matchbox molds. Looking at the plastic and feeling how heavy that plastic, is, I'm still thinking this was originally Matchbox. It just kind of has that look and feel to it, if that makes any sense. I mean, obviously Revell would have, bought the molds and used their plastic, but it's a heavy plastic. And then you get a lot of glass pieces here too. Let's take a look at the instructions. It just says Revell monogram on the sheet, but wondering about that. So Revell gives you this really lengthy paint chart. Oops. Their instructions are a little busy. The parts breakdown, the painting call outs, so there's a lot to get through on the interior. And you'll notice that there's several different versions here. So there are a couple that have the inline engine and one radial engine version here. If I can turn the page here. Yeah, this is when Revell gets a little complicated because that gets busy in a hurry, doesn't it? So get your cup of coffee, take a breath, and kind of work your way through. Obviously, it's not that difficult because I built this when I was younger. A lot to do there. And you'll see that there's different types of, maybe I can show you better on the, here we go, of the painting options. So the civilian one, as you can see, has the cockpit, and it's a just a metal enclosed space there for that one. But then on the wartime ones, you have the glass on the front and back and a spot for a gun position here. And this is the Condor Legion for the Spanish Civil War. There's that version. And this one still has the the inline engine. The later version, it's a little humid, so these pages are sticking together. It's hot, late summer day here in Rhode Island. Yeah. You could swim through the air. So here you go. This is the later version, the 170, which has the radial engine version, and has the spot for the machine gun in the back. And this version here, the Revell monogram kit, has the late war Hungarian markings, which are the white cross and the black square, instead of the bright triangular chevron shapes that are on the one I've got here. So this would be from 42 onwards when they adopted this black and white emblem, which is more in line with the Luftwaffe emblem. I'll give you a better look at the decal sheet here, which is quite busy because there's a lot to it. So you can see the civilian one has a pretty large decal you got to place on the side of the fuselage and over the windows, and large registration letters. So they're all kind of mishmashed together there. You can see the white crosses for the Hungarians and the red, white, and green stripe that they have, and the red, white, and black stripe that the civilian aircraft has, or supposedly does. Again, I would do some research on that if you're really keen on authenticity. And then you got the Spanish Civil War emblems here as well with the X's, and you got the yellow Eastern Front Theater Cross for the Hungarian plane. So that is a quick look at the Heinkel 70 and 170. Again, that's the one I did long time ago. I don't know if you can still source these decals or find this little kit if you're really digging these these emblems. I thought it was very colorful. That's why I had to do it this way. Although I am intrigued by the other Hungarian emblems as well, black and white. So, I don't know if you can see the fun emblem they got on the side there. Anyway, so there you have it. That's this week's episode, and we will see you guys soon. Bye.